讲道的时间交给我们Bowman的那个牧语。
Before I begin preaching, I want to ask you to pray about something very important.
在我还没有讲到之前，我想请大家为些事情祷告，这是非常重要的事。
I do believe that we are living in the last days.
我相信我们已经到了世界的末日。
They are exciting times, but they are perilous times.
他们有些事情发生。
You were probably aware that one congressman was shot at a baseball field.
我相信你听到有一个众议院被在棒球赛的练习场上被人家枪击。
And many threats have been made and are being made by many threats have been made and are being made against many of our leaders and especially against the President of the United States, Donald Trump.
有许多的迹象显示，有人想要谋杀我们的总统。
And I want to urge you, I plead with you, to pray for this country and for our president and our leaders.
我要求大家能够为我们的总统、为我们的这些领袖们祷告，愿神能够带领这个国家经过这个风摇漂泊的日子。
In my lifetime, I've never seen a president honor God more than our president, President Donald Trump.
我想，在我有生之年，我看到现在这个总统是一个最口里面称赞神的人。
And from the information that I have from many sources, he is a Christian, though a young Christian.
他在我所得到的信息里头，我知道他是一个基督徒，是一个相当幼稚还没有成长的一个基督徒，新信的基督徒。
And Vice President Pence, of course, has been a Christian a long time and is a very mature believer in Christ.
我们的副总统是一个非常虔诚，已经信主多年的一个好的副总统。
So we need to pray for them for wisdom.
请大家为他们的智慧祷告。
We need to pray for their protection.
也为他们的安全，他们的保护层祷告。
And while there have been presidents that I did like, some I did not like so much.
当然，他们所做的有的事情你喜欢，有的事情你可能也不喜欢。
To threaten the life of a president or anyone is a wicked thing.
但是用这样的理由去威胁、去恐吓，我们的领袖、任何人都是一个可耻的现象。
And God, the Scriptures admonish us to pray for our leaders.
所以大家能够为这件事情做我们的祷告。
Please join me now in a moment of prayer.
那我们做一个简短的一个祷告。
Father, we thank you for you.
父神，我们感谢你。
You are Lord and you rule among the nations.
你是我们的主，你是执行者。
Now we lift up the United States of America to you today.
我们现在住在这个美丽的美国。
Oh, we are far from being a perfect nation.
我知道我们的国家不是一个完全的国家。
Well, Lord, you have had your hand on this country since its founding.
可是你在这个帝国之初，你的手就带领这个国家。
and our founding documents speak often of God.
在我们独立的宣言这些原始的资料，他们都称赞你。
Now we ask your protection.
我请求你给我们有个保障，
Protect our president and his administration and our national leaders.
保护我们的这个政府的领导人。
And Father, we ask that you will turn the American people, especially our youth, our young people, to the Lord Jesus Christ.
求你也让我们能够带领这些年轻的美国人，能够成为你的子女。
We ask in the name of Christ. Amen.
我们是靠耶稣基督的名这样求。
Amen.
Today, let's turn our Bibles to Ephesians chapter 4.
我们看一下以弗所书第4章，
I'll read Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 6.
我们要从第1节看到第6节，在271面，新约271。
Therefore, I, the prisoner of the Lord, implore you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling with which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, showing tolerance for one another in love, being diligent to preserve the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as also you were called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all, and through all, and in all.
我为主被囚的劝你们，既然蒙召行事为人，就当以蒙召的恩相称。凡事谦虚、温柔、忍耐，用爱心互相宽容，用和平彼此联络，竭力保守圣灵所示合而为一的心。身体只有一个，圣灵只有一个，正如你们蒙召同有一个指望，一个主，一个信，一个喜，一神，就是众人的父，超乎众人之上，万乎众人之中，也住在众人之内。
The first 3 chapters of the book of Ephesians deal with doctrine, what we are to believe.
以弗所书第1章到第3章，他就讲到基督徒的特性、基本的教义。
But here in chapter 4, the Apostle Paul turns, he pivots, and based on what we believe, he says, now here is what we are to do, here is how we are to live, how we are to act.
第4章开始，他就讲到说，我们要本着我们的信仰，我们应该去怎么做，我们的应该做的事。
Remind now adult children were teenagers. The teenagers here at the church had a saying.
我们在这个教会的青年人，有些人。
They would say, if you're going to talk the talk,
你要，他们年轻人会这样说，你说就要照着你可以说，你要说你就说。
if you're going to proclaim, I am a Christian,
你假如你要自称说我是基督徒，
then you should walk the walk.
那你就要照基督徒的形象去做人，去做事。
I remember in high school, one of the football coaches,
我记得在中学的时候，有一个足球的教练，
and the football coach, he would tell all of us, do not smoke cigarettes.
这些教练都会告诉这些孩子说，你们不要去吸烟。
He said, it's bad for you.
他告诉他们说，吸烟是不好的事。 会对你身体有损害。
And he said that as he was smoking a cigarette.
他说这个话的时候，他自己呢却抽着雪茄。
And he actually said, "Don't do as I say, do as I do. Don't do as I do, do as I say."
他这样自己说，你不要做我告诉你的，不要学我的样子。
No, 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 no.
我告诉你，这不是一个好的模范。
As a Christian, if I say these things about Christ, about the Christian life, then God expects me to live and to show that these things are true.
当我在讲道的时候，我讲到说，基督徒应该怎么做，我也会照着这些基督徒的形象去做我应该行的路。
I will tell you a little something.
那我告诉你一些事情。
You know, our Congress in Washington, they pass laws.
我们知道，美国国会他们通过许多的法律。
But did you know, and I know this is true, did you know that they, in most every law they write, Congress, the members of Congress are exempt from those laws. They do not have to keep the laws, most of them, that you and I have to keep.
你知道吗？他们制定这些法律，常常都把国会当成例外，他们不需要去照着他们所制定的法律去做。
And I would like to go off on that one.
我想我不提到这些事情。
So Paul tells us how we can walk like we talk.
保罗在这里告诉我们说，我们应该怎么去做，就像我们说出的话一样。
In verse 1, Paul is really going to tell us we are to walk in a worthy way.
这里保罗在第一节这里就告诉我们说，你行事为人就应当照蒙召的恩相称。
And there we see the little word therefore.
我们看到说，他说就应该这样。
And here Paul is looking back on what he has previously said in the previous chapters and verses.
他这里是在回顾他前面所讲的这些经节。
Paul looks back on the blessings that he has talked about that we have and the exalted positions we have in Christ.
他让我们在前面看到说，我们是怎么样的得到恩典，而且我们是应该怎么样的去做这些事。
Paul is turning from looking at the blessings, and now he turns to looking forward to the future, to our obligations.
他在前面让我们看到我们是这样的蒙召，我们得到这么多的恩典，然后他接着现在开始，他就是要告诉你说，你既然得到这些恩惠，得到这些恩典，得到这些怜悯，你应该去怎么去做你应该行的路。
The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required, much is expected.
圣经告诉我们，也是常理我们可以知道的，就是你得到更多，你就要做得更多。
God has given us as believers much.
神给这些信主的人有许多的恩典，
And because of that, God expects much from us.
所以神也同样的对这些信徒有同样更多的期待。
Then Paul refers to himself as he makes it, he says, I, the prisoner of the Lord.
保罗在这里，他自称说，他是像一个被囚的囚犯一样，对福音是，对传福音来讲，他就是像一个被囚的囚犯一样。
Paul wants them to know who the man is who is exhorting them and encouraging them to do certain things.
保罗在这里是想 鼓励信徒们去行神要他们做的事。
Now, Paul was imprisoned by the Roman government.
我们知道保罗当时是被罗马关在监狱里面。
But Paul did not say, I'm a prisoner of Rome.
他在这里却没有讲说我是被罗马政府关的，他讲的是另外一回事。
The Jewish leaders persecuted him, but he did not say, I'm a prisoner of the Jews.
当然，我知道保罗被抓是因为犹太的宗教领袖去控告他，让他被囚。他在这里也没有说我是犹太人所抓住的囚犯。
Paul is saying, I am a prisoner because of my relationship with my Savior, Jesus Christ.
他在这里却很清楚地说，我为主的关系被囚。
He had not stolen anything. He had not killed anyone.
他既没有去偷什么东西，更没有去杀过人。
His crime was he's a Christian.
他的罪状就是因为他是一个基督徒，他传福音。
And it is still that way all over the world today.
现在在这个世界上，仍然有许多的地方，就是因为你是基督徒，你传福音，你就是一个犯罪的人。
I was reading this week how in mainland China, the communist Chinese government is really cracking down on churches.
我最近看的报道，即使在中国目前的社会，仍然有许多的教会、许多的基督徒被逼害。
They have destroyed church buildings and drug the people out into the streets and jail the pastors.
他们把教会封闭，然后把神职人员就把他们带走。
And so it is in Iran and Iraq and many places around the world.
当然，在这回教的国家，伊朗、伊拉克，他们更是这样的行动。
But Paul is talking about his being a prisoner in a way of dignity.
保罗在这里说：“我是被囚的，是为主的缘故被囚的，是表明他的身份。”
It is a terrible thing, and yet what an honor to die for Christ.
他甚至愿意为主来牺牲。
You may recall when American troops went into Baghdad in Iraq.
你记得美国他们军队开到中东去的时候，
And you may recall that there were 4 people working on water purification who were Americans who were shot and killed by terrorists.
我们也这事也曾经发生过，有4个在做净水工作的人员被暴徒就杀害。
Those people were Southern Baptist volunteers.
这4个人是南京信会的志愿者，愿意去帮他们解决他们的问题。
When that happened, they closed the doors. The United Nations stopped more volunteers to go and help with water purification and those things.
这个事情以后，联合国就关起门来，他们不愿意再有人去做这种事。
I want you to know that I was a volunteer who was scheduled and everything was set up for me to go with a group to Baghdad.
我当时是也是一个志愿者，要去那个地方。
And we were going to go and give food to the people of Iraq to help them and distribute food.
当时我的任务就是要把一些物质上的他们所需要的带到伊拉克去，分给那些需要的人。
And we were going to carry also with us a little booklet that would have pictures of our families at Christmas time celebrating the birth of Christ.
我们同时 带来一些照片，就是我们家里的人一起庆祝圣诞的那个和乐的一个景象的一些照片。
So we're going to give them the food and say, tell me about your family and your way of life, and then I would take the opportunity to share the pictures of my family, tell them about Christmas, and of course, tell them about Christ.
我们是准备把礼物送到这些食物礼物送到他们手上，同时也关心他们的家庭的情况，然后我们也要把我们自己的家庭在主里面所得到的恩典的情况让他们看到。
Well, the trip was canceled because they were worried about us getting hurt or killed.
但是这个行动后来就被取消了，因为他们基于安全的理由，怕我们也会像那4个人一样被杀。
And I'll tell you the truth, I knew that if I went, I would not come back alive.
事实上，我自己也知道，假如我当时去的话，我大概也回不来。
But even after these 4 people were murdered, all the volunteers, we all still wanted to go. Felt like it was God's will.
我虽然知道这4个人为主的缘故牺牲了，但是我们知道这个事情，我们仍然想去为主工作。
And I tell you this truly, I was very disappointed that I was denied a martyr's death.
我跟你说真心话，我对于我不能去做这个工作感到相当的失望。
If that sounds crazy, well, maybe I'm crazy, but boy, I wanted to go.
好像是一个不正常的异常的行动，但是我能告诉你说，我实在想去为主，因为我知道主要我去。
Because whatever we may endure, like Paul, it must be for Christ.
就在这里，我们看到的保罗所做的，他传福音是为主的缘故传福音。他明明知道罗马政府以色列人会把他送到监狱里头去，但仍然做了。
Paul had already told them that his suffering was for their glory.
保罗也告诉当时的信徒说：“我被囚是要让神的荣耀，也让你们得到光彩。”
So on this basis, that he is a prisoner for Christ, he says, I implore you to walk. This is the basis, the foundation of his begging them.
他在第1节里头这样说：“我为主被囚的，劝你们，既然蒙召行事为人，就当以蒙召的恩相称。”
Paul was an apostle. He could have used his apostolic authority to say, I command you to walk with Christ.
保罗是一个使徒，他可以说：“我是以使徒的身份命令你们要照着神的话去做。”
But he doesn't. He begs, he pleads, he asks.
但是他没有用命令的方式，他说：“我劝你们，我劝你们，我要求你们，我希望你们这样做。”
When I was raising my children, I always told them, you must have a want to in your heart. You have to want to love Christ. You have to want, have a desire. You can't do it just because you're made to do it. You have to want Christ in your heart.
我记得我在教导我孩子的时候，我是这样跟他们说：你们要有一个愿意去侍奉主的心，而不是我要你这样做，你要出自于你自己心里的意愿，那这样才可以得到神的祝福。
Now this walk, we're talking about just daily living when we live our lives day by day.
这些是一个所做的事，是一个日常生活上会碰到的事。
And perhaps perhaps it is a harder thing to live for Christ every day in the wicked culture we live in than to all of a sudden have my life taken as a martyr and it's all over and I'm done.
在这个拐僻的这个社会里头，你要做一个正当的人，并不是那么的容易。
So for now, I'm still in the nasty now and now instead of being in the sweet by and by.